Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody. Here just before Thanksgiving, I like to take a few minutes and pass on some information about the coming Christmas, some things that could be important to you. And also just I like to take time just to reflect and relax because, as soon as Thanksgiving's over, there's not going to be any time for that. So the first thing I'm asking everybody to do, or I'm notifying everybody, is that I'm going to just forego the milk and cookies this year. I appreciate the sentiment, but my blood sugar, my cholesterol, my weight is they're all just too high. In fact, it's been a long time since I could whisk myself up and down a chimney very easily, and a lot of it has to do, I'm afraid, with the milk and cookies. Not to mention other things that happen throughout the year, but we're focusing on the milk and cookies tonight. If you all put out milk and cookies, just know that I'm going to forego those this year. I appreciate the sentiment, but to be honest, many of you have been putting out store-bought cookies. Just you go to the grocery store, get a pack of cookies, put them out on a plate. Back in the day when everybody made homemade cookies, those were really hard to resist. But lately, these cookies from the grocery store, it's been more of an obligation than anything else. I feel like I've got to take a cookie or at least take a bite out of each one. And even if I only take one bite out of each one, I'm practically in a food coma by the end of the night. And while we're at it, that milk, by the end of my route, that milk's been sitting out 6, 7, maybe 8 hours. And I have just never been a fan of warm milk or even room temperature milk. I like my milk cold. Ice cold. And so I hope you won't be offended, but I'm just going to pass on the milk and cookies this year. But Mom and Dad, nothing stops you from eating the cookies and drinking the milk. Put out a plate, the kids go to bed, eat some milk, drink some cookies, or however you do it at your house. And when the kids come out the next day, oh, did Santa come? Did he eat the cookies? You don't have to lie to them, but just kind of nod your head, shrug, point, whatever, and they'll get the idea. They'll make the proper inference. So I'm going to pass on the milk and cookies this year, but hey, you guys feel free to enjoy on my behalf. And then the other thing, like I said, it has been quite a while since I could whisk myself up and down a chimney very easily. So in light of that, the chimneys aren't as big as they used to be. And so the chimneys have gotten smaller, and I've gotten bigger. And so for that reason, among a couple of others I'll mention, we're just going to go straight to the door. If you want me to stop by your house on Christmas Eve, either leave the back door unlocked or leave a key under the mat, because I'm just not coming up and down the chimney anymore. Kind of what put me over the edge last year is, look, a lot of people like a nice big fire on Christmas Eve. I enjoy a nice roaring fire too, but you would think it would just be common sense that if you're expecting somebody to come down the chimney in a couple of hours, before you go to bed, you'd make sure the fire is completely out and the coals are completely cold. And that would seem to be common sense, right? And apparently, common sense is not too common, because last year I got singed quite a few times and even one somewhat serious burn. So I said, you know what, my workers' compensation insurance is just going through the roof. So I've had to make a change this year. Just leave the back door open, leave a key under the mat. If you don't, I'm just going to assume that you're not wanting me to stop by. No more chimneys for me. So a little bit of an update. I hope it's not a bummer for you, but no more milk and cookies, no more chimneys. Still have great gifts, and still be looking forward to being at your house this Christmas Eve.